I used to think propaganda was something that happened to other people, the gullible people, the uninformed people, the people who never questioned anything. Then I learned something disturbing. Propaganda does not begin by changing what people think. It begins by changing what people feel. Long before an idea becomes a belief, it becomes an emotion. Fear, anger, pride, resentment, hope. Once an emotion takes hold, the mind starts searching for reasons to justify it, not the other way around. That realization changed how I view the world. I started noticing how often people believe things because those things make emotional sense, not because they make logical sense. The frightening part is that intelligence offers surprisingly little protection. In some cases, intelligent people become even better at defending false beliefs. They simply develop more sophisticated explanations, more elegant arguments, more convincing justifications. But the emotional attachment remains untouched. Propaganda understands a truth about human nature that many of us would rather ignore. Most people do not want information. They want reassurance. They want to know who the good people are, who the bad people are, who deserves blame, who deserves praise. Complexity is exhausting. Certainty is comforting. And propaganda sells certainty. I think that's why it has survived throughout history. Not because humans became less intelligent, but because humans never stopped being human. We are storytelling creatures. We need narratives to make sense of chaos. The problem is that once a story becomes emotionally satisfying, we stop asking whether it is true. We start asking whether it feels true, and those are very different questions. The darkest thing about propaganda is that it rarely forces its way into the mind. More often, it is invited in. It tells people what they secretly want to hear, that their problems have a simple cause, that their fears are justified, that their group is right, that their enemies are wrong. And once those stories become part of someone's identity, removing them becomes almost impossible. Because people can abandon ideas. What they struggle to abandon is themselves. Maybe that's why propaganda has always worked. Not because it changes human nature, because it understands human nature, sometimes better than we do.